Planet Dolan.
From being accused of racism to taking a dump in the supermarket, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the dumbest things we've seen customers do. I'm Melissa, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Anna Little Boy. When Spinal Palm worked as a cart pusher at the local Walmart, he saw a man drive in on a gas-powered moped. He drove through the inside of the store, through the aisles and everything. Most of the associates were afraid to ask him to park outside because they thought he was either drunk or crazy. Eventually, one of the managers asked him to park the moped outside, but apparently, his idea of outside was to take the moped into the cart garage and park it behind all the shopping carts. The man then bought a doghouse which he tied to the moped, but then he struggled for about 20 minutes to drive the moped with the doghouse tied to it from behind the carts. Number 9 was submitted by Big Boss Badass. Back when Doopy was a deli manager, she had a very well-known NASCAR driver at the counter. He placed an order for 4 pounds of all-beef salami. The next customer came up, looking like he was about to explode. He said, "I was going to order some all-beef salami, but you gave the last of it to him! So I guess I'll take the most expensive meat you have, and you can charge me for salami." She responded by saying,
I apologize. However, I have no control over how much someone buys, and I can't determine how much of a product we should order in advance. Perhaps there's something else I can interest you in?
In response, the customer dropped his pants and took a dump on the floor, right in front of the counter. He was escorted out of the building quickly and charged with public indecency. Number 8 was submitted by Poppin' Yo-Yo. One day, Pringle went to the store to buy milk. After getting 2 bags, he saw an old lady open a bag of bread and put green ink in it. She walked to the cashier and went berserk, saying she purchased the bread and that it had mold on it. The cashier said, "Excuse me, but that's ink, not mold." Then the crazy old lady said she bought the bread and said if she doesn't die, then it's ink and not mold. She ripped open the bag and started eating the green bread. The old lady then played dead, sticking her tongue out. The store manager came out with security to escort her out, and once they told her to get up, she said, "Oh my lord! God, let me up from the dead!" Number 7 was submitted by Austin Bond 03. When Sweet Commando was in the army, he was home on leave and picked up a few shirts at a gun store for some extra pocket money and something to do. A guy walked in and asked to see a Glock .45 in the display case. Sweet Commando made sure the pistol was loaded. The man looked at it, muttered something unintelligible, then without warning, loaded a live round into the chamber and fired it into the wall beside him. The man dropped the gun and started to cry, freaked out that the gun had actually fired. He claimed that the store sold faulty merchandise and that he wanted the full retail price of the pistol given to him, as well as a free handgun. Luckily, the store was frequented by off and on-duty police officers, and he was hauled away in handcuffs, still crying. Number 6 was submitted by Dale Scarro 1163. Honeybits worked at a small restaurant where one day a man came in and read the menu for a good 20 minutes before ordering. He ordered a grilled chicken sandwich, a drink, and a kid's grilled cheese which came with fries. He paid before taking the food home. An hour later, he called to complain that Honeybits gave him some fries that he didn't order, and that she must have overcharged him. Honeybits tried to explain that the fries came with the kids' meal, but he got upset, claiming that he wanted the grilled cheese a la carte, and again claimed she overcharged him. She told him that they didn't have an a la carte grilled cheese, and that she could give him a grilled cheese without the fries, but the price would still be the same. She explained this several times. He eventually told her that he would be leaving a bad review, and would see them in court before hanging up. He never sued. Number 5 was submitted by Cezus. Hellben used to work as a barman for events at his local town hall. Working behind a bar, he saw a bunch of dumb things. But the one that stood out the most was on his first shift ever. A bunch of students who had booked a large party at the venue went on such a huge bender that they tried throwing up in a jug for water. They threw up so much that it overflowed and covered literally every inch of the table. They were barred from the building and fined for the tablecloth and jug, which had to be thrown away. Number 4 was submitted by Alona Deary. Robo used to work in a casino restaurant as a hostess and cashier. One guy who came up to pay was very disgruntled. As usual, she asked if everything was okay. In a huff, he said, "No! Why don't you have any black people working here? All I see are whites!" Robo assumed he was talking about the waitstaff. Well, sir, we do, but they might not be scheduled today. But I do know that we have at least 2 cooks who are here, said Robo. He got even more upset and said, So y'all keep them at the back so no one can see them, huh? The cooks in that particular restaurant started at $12.50 an hour, and the 2 that were working that day, who were black, were the head chef and kitchen manager. Robo just tried to change the subject and finished cashing him out. After she said, Have a nice day, he looked her dead in the eye and called her a racist. She just stood there in shock. Number 3 was submitted by Toasted Potato. James Shark worked in the fish section at Walmart. One day, someone was complaining that she couldn't open the tank to get a fish. She then raged, grabbed a hammer nearby, and smashed the tank. Then she yelled because there weren't any fish, since she had smashed an empty tank. She went to smash one full of fish, but slipped, and the hammer hit her on the head, knocking her out. Like any good employee, James Shark screamed,
She needs some milk.
and ran away. Number 2 was submitted by Amy Marble 2000. While Spincess was at the mall, she went into Target to use the restroom. There was a teenage boy standing outside the ladies' room, pacing back and forth. She walked by him and into the ladies' room. As she washed her hands, she heard a young couple arguing about something. Spincess went to grab a cart and, as she walked by customer service, she saw the same boy from earlier with his girlfriend, demanding their money back on a used pregnancy test, saying that it was defective. And for number 1, the dumbest thing I've ever seen a customer do. I was browsing through some books at Chapters one day, looking at the bestsellers, the new releases, the usual. And I couldn't help but notice this one peculiar fellow. He didn't seem to be skimming the book or reading the back contents to decide if he wanted to buy it, but instead, he was sniffing the pages. I tried to look at him without him noticing me, but I must have caught his eye. He came over and asked me, "Can I help you?" And I said, No. Does that seem like an interesting book? And he said, I wouldn't know. I just like to smell them. The pages, the plastic, the glue. It's what makes a book good. I can't completely disagree with this, but just based on the way he was sniffing it, it was a little strange. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dylan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the weirdest reason you ever got arrested? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys. Catch you guys next time.